everybody! I come to you today with another quarantine vlog because Corona. So today is a little bit of cooking, a little bit of crafts. One thing that I think is very cool is we have a Joann's Fabrics here, and they are actually doing place an order online and then go pick up in the store. I really do not want to go anywhere I don't have to, but the kids were asking about learning how to make pillows, and I think that's it's such an easy thing to do. They don't have to be perfectly square. They don't have to like look perfect. The experience of getting to sew and learning how to sew something is so cool. Natalie was doing sewing club before this, and the thing that they focused on was just like learning how to sew. They didn't focus on how perfect things could be or just anything like that. It was all about like having fun, learning how to sew, and just enjoying it. And so I really want to kind of use that. I don't think it's going to hold Braden's attention very well because he's just not very... he's a butterfly. But Landon is the one that really asked me, and then everyone else was kind of like, oh yeah, let's do that. I ordered some fabric and stuffing online on joannsfabric.com, and I'm gonna go pick it up curbside, which is so nice that I don't have to go in, and I'm gonna tell him how much I appreciate that. That's another thing. I have heard a lot of stories about... I just shut my camera off to clean the lens, which I still haven't... Okay. Anyways, I actually turned my camera off to clean the lens. I don't know if that was all focused in there, but when I turned it off, I heard like a horn sound. It's like a deep horn. I'm pretty sure that was a moose. Because as you guys saw in the last vlog, we've had these two moose, mom and a baby, that have been wandering around our neighborhood. And it sounded kind of far away, not like right here. It does kind of sound like a snow machine, so I don't know. But it's not like continuous, like a snow machine is going to be over and over. Freaking out now. If there's a mom and a baby, I do not want to be out here. But it does sound far away, so. Okay, anyways. What I was saying was, please let especially the grocery store workers and any healthcare workers that you know of, please let them know how much you appreciate them. I've heard too many stories about just people going to pick up their groceries and just being nasty to the grocers at the grocery store. So please be nice and know that they are doing the best that they can do. They are just running on E right now. They are trying to do the best they can. They are trying to get groceries out to people, because when it comes down to it, healthcare workers and grocery store clerks and people that work in the public grocery stores are going to be the most important thing. People are gonna need to eat, and they're gonna need health care. So just let those people know how much you appreciate them, because a little appreciation goes a long way. I actually reached out to Fred Meyer's. I went on Fred Meyer's website and I emailed them and I said, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate the Fred Meyer's East click list people. Even though they were out of a lot of stuff and there was a lot of substitutions, they were very apologetic and they still were very helpful. They are really doing the best they can. So do something like that. Reach out to the grocery store, reach out to corporate people, and let them know how much you appreciate them. That's definitely a moose. Oh my gosh. That is definitely a moose. I think that's the mom calling for her baby. Should I get in the car and go see? The car is okay to be in. Walking, not okay. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna say before we go find them is that I'm not gonna disturb the moose in any way. I'm not gonna like go out of my way to find them. I'm literally just gonna drive on the road. But I think it'd be kind of cool to see them. I'm always super careful with wildlife because it's their home. I will definitely not be leaving my car. I'm just driving around, staying in my car. Like I said, they can be very dangerous, especially the mom and the babies. I do have Natalie with me. She's currently in a rub. Hashtag quarantine. Sounds very strange to say, like, it sounds like a moose, but also sounds like a snow machine. It's because, like, when they rev their engines, it's like, wah, wah, but it's similar to what a moose sounds like, believe it or not. Okay, I never found them, but now I hear a whole bunch of neighbor dogs barking, so 100% that was a moose. That was really crazy. I don't hear moose calls very often. A handful of times I've ever heard them in my entire life. They're very quiet animals. Like, they just chill. Okay, I'm gonna pull the van back in and tell you guys what the rest of the plans are for today. All right, to finish telling you what I was gonna tell you, I'm staying up on my porch because I don't wanna run into them. There's definitely dogs barking in the same area where I heard that, so they're over there somewhere. Anyways, from my shopping trip a few videos ago, my Fred Meyer's haul video, I talked about doing a recipe for you guys, and it's something you can do with dried red beans. It's red beans and rice. You would not believe how simple it is. If I ever cook with dry beans, this is the only way I cook with it. I don't know if you can use different beans. I've never tried different beans before, but I imagine they would. They're all kind of, I don't know, to me, they're all kind of the same. Anyways, very simple. Basically the same recipe as the gumbo, or whew, you Louisianas, it is not gumbo. That was really funny. That was like all good fun and, you know, good comments. I'm okay with like, whoa, that's not gumbo, but it looks good. You know, like, I love those kind of comments. So I learned that it basically is gumbo, but there's a lot of variations and it doesn't have a roux, which what a roux is like a thickener for soup. So it's just basically a runny version of gumbo. Now the recipe I use does call for a roux, but I've never used it because my mom never used it. So anyways, I chuckled a lot about the true Louisianans. They were not impressed with my gumbo, but also okra, no thank you. I couldn't do okra. It is basically the same recipe, except instead of turkey, it is beans, and somehow it is like a completely different meal. I don't know. Anyways, these are like nice bulk meals that you can make, put in your freezer and have ready because, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so tired of cooking dinner. Last night I was like, okay, it's tuna casserole because I'm all done cooking. Dump some stuff in a pot and call it good. Okay, anyways, let's go make some red beans and rice. So the first thing I did was last night before I went to bed, I put the beans, and this is a super large pot. You can't even see the beans. It is just like dark water. These are beans that were just in a jar. So I'm estimating it's about 3 to 4 pounds of beans. They were not in like the 1 pound bags I normally get. So what I did was I put them in here, and I saw something online, which I've never tried this before, so I don't know if it's even something to pass on to you guys, but I went ahead and put some baking soda in here. Somebody said it helps you digest the beans better and so you don't get so much like gas. So I'm trying that this time. I don't know if it's gonna work, we'll see. I brought them to a boil and then I turned the pot off and they have just been soaking all night. So now what I'm going to do is dump out all the water and put new water in there and put all the ingredients and just basically just let it cook all day. All day by like 3 hours because it's already 2:30. It was the 3 to 4 pounds of red beans, and then all I added was 5 pounds of smoked sausage, 2 large onions, and 1 green bell pepper. And then the last item that we're gonna put in there is the sachet Cajun seasoning that we made for my gumbo. I will try to type up the whole recipe, but I'll definitely put the recipe for the sachet. It's in an old garlic container. At the time that I made this seasoning, I did not plan on making red beans and rice. So I didn't make a ton of it. So anyways, I'm gonna give this a shake and then I'm gonna dump this in. It's about probably a little less than half a cup. So this is going to boil for at least 2 to 3 hours until the beans really get cooked good. So if you didn't know, because I didn't know this until a couple years ago, if you undercook beans, they can actually be toxic. Like raw or uncooked beans are toxic. So didn't know this until a few years ago. I figured I would let you guys know. It's about 4:30 now. The kids got really hungry and now they made top ramen. So I think that's gonna be dinner tonight. I will show you guys at the end of the video what the actual meal looks like. We will be having it for dinner tomorrow night now, and then I'm gonna package it all up and put it in the freezer for a later date. Continue watching. Right now I have to go over to Joann's and pick up our crafts. Super excited to actually get out of the house without actually contaminating myself. I'm in a dark minivan. If you come out of the doors, I'm the first parking spot on the left. Awesome, thank you so much. I'm going to hand sani. Not only are we trying to not get this bug, we are also trying not to spread it. So I know I've heard that hand sani doesn't kill it, and I've heard that hand sani does, as long as it's like above 60%, but just do your research. Protect the grocery store people, protect these people that are willing to like bring stuff out to you. I think just about all businesses, especially ones like this, are doing like curbside pickup. So before you like even try to go into the store, even stores like Home Depot and Lowe's do like pickup, so you don't have to go like all over the store. You just go to a station and pick it up. Please use these services right now, because the least amount of public contact is what's going to kill this thing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, yep.
Or the order confirmation. Thank you.
Yeah.
The bag.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
Yep,
this is awesome. Thanks, you too. Hand sani again. Because Corona. Okay, so this is not going to be a craft that we do today, but it is going to be a craft that we do someday. If I don't vlog it, it may just be something I do with the kids and just enjoy. And if that's the case, I will show you guys the end product, and I will probably post things on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me, go follow me there. The days that we're not vlogging, I feel like I'm really good about that. And then the days that we are vlogging, I feel like I'm not so good about that. It's because I like to put my attention on like one thing versus like, you know, all of them. Some people are good at that. I am not. Another thing, we're supposed to have a blizzard tonight, which you can't really tell right now, but is definitely blowing around, and there's definitely a lot of snow coming in. As you saw in the beginning of this vlog, we have had snow off and on today. So we're supposed to get like 6 to 10 inches of snow, I believe, tonight, which is pretty crazy. And it is definitely like blowing snow right now. It's just not very thick. So at least we have some crafts to keep us busy while we're snowed in tomorrow. It's almost like Alaska was like, yeah, everybody that didn't want to be social isolated, you're gonna be socially isolated because of a snowstorm. What I'm gonna go do now, because like quiet time is almost non-existent right now, and I'm probably just gonna go sit quietly and just be calm and not do anything. Make sure you are still getting me time during all this. I have realized that I've been very bad about it because I can't go anywhere, and it's very hard to get me time when you are stuck inside the house with your entire family. So just make sure that you are spending quiet time, because it is so important for your mental health, especially during this time, because people that are not used to like having your kids 24 hours a day, like normally they go to school and you get kind of a, you know, you can have some me time, but with them not being in school right now, make sure you are taking care of yourself, because as cheesy as it sounds, you cannot take care of other people unless you are taking care of yourself. So anyways, my 2 cents. I am gonna go have some me time and go sit by the river. So our tenants actually got stuck in their driveway, so we went out there to go help push them out, but there was like no way. It was sucked so far in that it wasn't an option. Anyways, then our neighbor that lived right next door came over and offered to like pull it out, so they pulled out. That's what I love about this community. Like there's always just people willing to help, and I don't know, I love it. So those that have been following, I guess technically I kind of met. I didn't really introduce myself, but no, because you guys you guys are talking, and I was just there to be muscles. So the red beans and rice are outside on our porch. I should have filmed him putting them out there. Can we reshoot that?
Red beans and rice did miss her.
Anyways, they're outside cooling off. The kids have really enjoyed making like secret recipes where they just like make up a recipe, and they've been like testing out their cooking skills and baking skills. So Natalie's going to be making one right now. Blown away by Natalie's little cake over here, because that legit looks like a cake. Like she did so good. I'm going to end this one. I have a tooth that's bothering me and I really need to decide what I'm gonna do with it. It's a lot of money to deal with teeth. It's a root canal that I've already had retreated once, and now I'm gonna try to get it retreated again. I think it's kind of like the last thing before they just pull the tooth out. I do want to check on you guys, see how all of you are doing. This has even been a transition for me, somebody that has like been home most of the day with the kids. It has still even been hard on me, and if you're not used to that, I can only imagine what you're going through. So let me know down in the comments how you guys are doing. I pray for you guys. This is just such a weird, crazy time right now, but we will get through this, and I'm planning to just continue to entertain you guys, whether it's a boring day or not. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!